Welcome to Charles Travels, the journey of discovery and exploration. I'm your host, Charles, and I'm delighted to have you join me today as we embark on a fascinating adventure through the stories that connect us all. Today, we're going to delve into a beautiful tradition that not only honors our loved ones who have passed, but also finds a way to repurpose and reuse in a meaningful way. In Jewish tradition, after someone dies, the anniversary of their death is marked by lighting a yahrzeit candle, which comes in a small glass holder. This candle burns for 24 hours as a reminder and honor to the person who has been lost. But what happens to that little glass after the candle has burned out? For some families, it finds new life in the most unexpected ways. Ruth Lebed's story is one such example. Her grandmother, an amazing baker from Eastern Europe, left behind not only recipes, but also a legacy of love and tradition. When Ruth and her mom tried to recreate her grandmother's recipes, they encountered a puzzle. What exactly was meant by a glass in the old recipes? The answer came when they remembered the yahrzeit glasses her grandmother used to keep. These yahrzeit glasses, with their sturdy build and simple design, have been around for centuries. Originally larger than the ones we see today, they were designed to hold a candle that burns throughout the day, a symbol of remembrance and honor. For new immigrants like Ruth's grandparents, these glasses were not just sentimental items, but also practical. Everything was reused when possible. The beauty of this tradition lies in its flexibility and personalization. Since there's no official liturgy around the yahrzeit candle, each family can make it their own, finding ways to remember and honor their loved ones that are meaningful to them. For some, like Sarat Wisniewski, who leads a Jewish group supporting people through burial and mourning, the yahrzeit candle is a mechanism for bringing oneself into a moment of remembrance, acknowledging that we carry our loved ones with us forever. Yet, not everyone's reaction to the yahrzeit candle is the same. Hasia Diner, a professor of Jewish history, shared her experience of finding the candles in their glasses traumatic, especially when they reminded her of the many relatives lost in the Holocaust. However, she came to see the beauty in using these glasses for everyday tasks, like baking, as a way to connect with her heritage and honor her loved ones in a tangible way. The story of the yahrzeit glass is one of connection, tradition, and the bittersweet nature of remembrance. It reminds us that even in death, there can be life and meaning found in the simplest objects and actions. As we travel through these stories, we find that it's often the smallest details that hold the greatest significance. We'll be right back with more fascinating travel adventures on Charles Travels. Welcome back to Charles Travels. As we continue our journey across America, we often find ourselves at the intersection of intriguing stories and pressing questions. Today, we're going to explore a mystery that has been unfolding in the world of advertising and politics. You might have caught it during the Super Bowl, a pro-ICE ad that described agents as friends and neighbors, highlighting their role in deporting violent criminals. What struck many viewers wasn't just the message, but the mystery behind who was paying for such an expensive and widespread campaign. The group behind this ad is called American Sovereignty, a name that suggests a focus on national interests, but tells us very little about its origins or backers. Despite its significant spending on advertising, including a notable presence during the Super Bowl, American Sovereignty has a remarkably low profile. Its website is minimal, offering little more than a chance to sign up for a mailing list and read through a privacy policy. There are no publicly available corporate registration documents, and attempts to reach out for more information have been met with silence. This lack of transparency raises important questions about who is behind American Sovereignty and what their goals are. The timing of their campaign is particularly noteworthy, coming as it does during a period of intense debate over immigration policy and the role of ICE. With violence perpetrated by federal immigration agents sparking widespread criticism and funding for the Department of Homeland Security under scrutiny, the emergence of a group willing to spend millions to promote ICE's work seems more than coincidental. One clue lies in the paperwork filed with the Federal Communications Commission, which lists American Sovereignty PAC as the official name of the organization responsible for the Super Bowl ad. a contact named Daniel Scarpinato, is associated with this pack, and he has a background that suggests a deep understanding of political messaging and strategy. Scarpinato previously served as chief of staff to former Arizona Governor Doug Ducey and now runs a public relations firm called Winged Victory, the agency. Despite these connections, however, neither Scarpinato nor his agency has been willing to comment on American sovereignty or its activities. The story of American sovereignty highlights the complexities and sometimes opacity of political advertising in the United States. In a democracy, transparency about who is funding campaigns to influence public opinion is crucial. Yet, as we've seen with American sovereignty, it's possible for groups with significant resources to emerge seemingly out of nowhere, promote their messages to millions, and then retreat back into the shadows without revealing much about themselves. As we ponder the implications of this mystery, we're reminded that the journey to understand America is full of unexpected twists and turns. From the heartfelt stories of everyday heroes to the complex webs of political influence, each tale adds a piece to the mosaic of our national narrative. Welcome back to Charles Travels. As we conclude our journey today, I'd like to take you to a place that's often overlooked, yet it's where many of us will eventually find ourselves or our loved ones: long-term care facilities. It's a topic that can be daunting, but one that requires careful consideration and planning. As I've traveled across the country, I've met individuals who have shared their stories about finding the right long-term care facility for themselves or their family members. It's a decision that's often made during a time of crisis, when emotions are running high and the stakes are high. But what if I told you that there are ways to navigate this complex system and find a place that truly feels like home? I spoke with experts in the field, and they all agree on one thing: staffing matters most. It's not just about the quality of care, but also the quantity. A facility that provides an average of 3 hours of nursing care per resident per day may seem adequate, but those extra minutes can make a world of difference. Imagine being able to get a shower, having help at mealtime, or receiving timely assistance when you need it most. When visiting a potential facility, don't be swayed by the lobby's decorative touches or the salesperson's pitch. Instead, listen for the call bells, observe how staff interact with residents, and take note of any odors or signs of neglect. Talk to families of current residents, and don't hesitate to ask tough questions. What happens when my loved one's money runs out? How many Medicaid beds are available? What conditions would require transfer to a different facility? It's also essential to keep a long-range view. Consider what will happen in the months and years to come, not just the immediate needs of your loved one. Will the facility be able to adapt to changing care requirements? Are there any additional charges or fees that might surprise you down the line? As Jennifer Fink, who made the difficult decision for her mother's memory care community, put it, "If it's giving you the ick, then move on. Trust your instincts and don't be afraid to advocate for your loved one." As we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with a sense of hope and empowerment. Navigating the long-term care system can be challenging, but with the right information and support, you can make informed decisions that will bring peace of mind to you and your loved ones. That's all for today's Charles Travels. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, keep on traveling.